There's another really fun way to tell whether a relation is a function, and it's called the vertical line test. And basically, to perform the vertical line test, you first need to graph all of the points onto a graph, and then determine whether it's actually a function. And to do that, it's kind of what it sounds like. You basically draw a vertical line through any point in the graph, and you can keep drawing these lines anywhere on the graph you want. And if it is a function, then that blue line will only ever intersect the graph at one point. So for example, in each of these lines you can see I only ever intersect the graph at one point at a time. And so if it only intersects it once, we know that yes, in fact, this is a function. It's going to make a little more sense when you look at a graph that is not a function. So for example, here, with these points, I'm going to draw the blue line, same way I did, and I can put them anywhere on the graph. And then when I actually put them right here, over these 2 points, I notice that it intersects, instead of one, it actually intersects at 2 points on the vertical line. So here and here. And because it intersects twice, we know that this is not a function. So it's not a function. And this kind of makes sense, because remember, the definition of a function is that each x can only have one y. And this is basically saying on this graph that x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, at x equals 4, there's actually 2 y's, and so it can't be a function. And so on the vertical line test, if you draw a vertical line anywhere on the graph and you actually get 2 points of intersection, you know it's not a function. Another example, let's look at this parabola. And I can do the same thing. I can draw a vertical line anywhere on this graph. So if I draw it here, if I draw it here, or here, you'll notice that no matter where I draw it, I'm only ever crossing the graph one time. So no matter where I am, I'm only ever intersecting the graph once. And so what does that mean? That yes, this actually is a function. But if you look at this sideways parabola here, and I draw a vertical line, I can draw it anywhere on the graph, and basically no matter where I draw it, you can see I'm always intersecting the graph at 2 points. So one up here and one down here. One up here and one down here. And what does that really tell you? That basically tells you that this is not a function. If it intersects the graph more than once, it's not a function, and that's the vertical line test. It's just another way of saying that a function means one x can only go to one y, not more than one y.